So a friend of mine asked me to make her some chicken soup. You know, when a friend asks you to cook, you do what they want. So we're going to make some chicken soup. Now, my chicken soup might be a little different than yours, but I guarantee if you follow along, it's really good. All right, so we're going to start our soup really simple. I've got a whole chicken cut in half. Leave the skin on because we're going to make broth to build our soup in as we cook the chicken first. I've got some water. I've got a bunch of cut up vegetables. We're going to add some spices and some chopped up chives. So the first thing you're going to do is just pour some water in here. I've got about 2 quarts of water, so it will just cover the chicken. And then turn the heat on to about medium. We're going to add some chives. These are just fresh chives from my arrow garden. There's about 5 of them. I'm going to add some Cavender seasoning because I love Cavender seasoning. If you don't like it, use something else. You probably need a couple teaspoons. Salt and pepper is a must. I'm going to add some Kinder's Blend, which is salt, pepper, and garlic. Just a couple of teaspoons. This is roasted garlic. Now, if you have a really good grocery store, you can usually find this already made. If not, you can make it yourself. This just came straight off of the olive bar at the local Kroger store. I'm going to take about 3 of these cloves. I'm going to smash them. I'm going to drop them straight in there. I am not going to try to turn them into minced garlic. I just want to release the oils. Okay, so here I have 1 medium onion cut up. We're going to add that straight in. And I've also got about 4 decent sized button mushrooms that I've chopped up. If you don't like mushrooms and you think you don't want this in here, that's fine, but I promise you, you want it in here. The oils that it releases change the flavor of the soup. So we're going to let this cook down for a little while so that it cooks the chicken to where it's almost completely done. It also is going to make our broth. Then we'll separate this and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, the chicken's been cooking now for just about an hour. It's ready to pull apart. It's not completely done. Got this nice big platter here, and all I'm going to do is take the chicken out of the pot as carefully as possible. And it's going to fall apart. It's just the way it is. So just set those over here. Yep. All right. Now I'm going to let this chicken cool for just a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to start pulling it apart. It's a real good idea to put on some rubber gloves to do that. In the meantime, I've got about 3 carrots that I've cut up, which are going to go in there, and they're going to start to cook down. And I've also got some lentils. Now, I know what you might be thinking, I don't like lentils. It's okay. It's going to add some color. It's going to add a little flavor. It's nothing major. You don't need a lot. Maybe a quarter of the bag. And I'm also going to add some rice. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of Royal Blend. This is just a combination of white rice, brown rice, and wild rice. Okay. I've also got some roasted red peppers. And I'm going to take these beautiful little red bell peppers, and dice it up, and put that whole thing right in there. We're going to bring this broth back to a boil, put the cover on, start pulling the chicken apart, and we'll add the chicken back to it. Okay, I just want to show you, I've been pulling this chicken apart. All I'm doing is pulling it into pieces and throwing it in the broth. I've added a little more water, and here in just a moment, when I get all the chicken in, we're going to add the final ingredients, and then we'll cook it down. All right, my ultimate chicken soup is almost finished. I've pulled the chicken all apart, put the whole chicken into the back end. You can see there's rice and lentils. They're still doing their thing down in there. Now, what you want to do at this point is just run your spoon across the bottom and bring it up and see how your consistency looks other than meat. See, I don't have a whole lot of rice going on, and I want the rice to really be featured, but that means I gotta bring it back to a boil. No big deal. We'll add a little more rice. And we'll let that boil back up. But we're also gonna add a little bit of vegetables. So I'm gonna put some frozen peas and some frozen corn in here. Don't need a lot. It's really color and texture is all it is. So if we put some peas in there, maybe a third of the bag, and some corn, probably about the same amount. And then we'll mix that together. We're going to bring this back to a boil. Now it's got beautiful colors going on. You've got the red from the peppers, and you've got the orange of the carrots, and the green from the peas, and the yellow from the corn, and it all just looks so appealing. So we're going to bring it back up to a boil. I'm going to let it cook about 30 minutes, and it's done. Let's have a look at the finished product. You see you've got the chicken and the rice. You barely see the lentils, but I promise you they add some flavor. Absolutely smells fantastic. So I'm going to end this the way I usually do and tell you, if you have something you'd like me to cook, let me know. I'm happy to give it a shot. I mean, I made this because somebody asked me to. So as always, like, share, subscribe, eat fabulous, and I'll see you next time on the Kansas Flamingo Chef. Have an awesome day.